Hi everyone, this is Nita from WeCookiers. Welcome back, or welcome to this channel if you're new. And I am going to do a video today that's long overdue, and that is on piping tips and the designs that they make. This is for the very beginner level. There's 6 basic ones that cookiers use. I'll show you big ones, like they're more for cake decorating that I use, but for cookies, they're a little bit too big, but for the sake of the video, you can see this right now. And that is the leaf tip. This is the drop flower, which is also called the closed star. The round. And of course, these come in smaller sizes. And the petal. We have 2 petals that we're going to use today for the small ones, though. The open star, these are the ones that, the 1Ms that make the big flowers. And this is a multi-head, typically used for the grass effect. I use them for like graduation, tassels, Easter egg nests where you put them in a circle, pipe it in a circle and put jelly beans around it. It makes it really cute. So we'll do that, and I'll go ahead and show you the designs that they do make and walk you through that, because that's I know when I started cooking, I knew nothing about cooking, so I was really hoping years ago it didn't show so much online, but for someone to show me what the tips made, because I had no idea. So hopefully this will help you if you're a beginner. We'll go ahead and switch over. Okay, so first is the filling of the bag. No big secret here. So consistency is key, like you've always heard. So we're going to have like a soft toothpaste, maybe a little bit stiffer icing. Okay, so you can see that. See, it has a nice peak to it, holds that peak. There we go. Okay. So first off, you're going to want to take your icing bag. Let's do a new one here, but this shows you the complete one. So take your icing bag, and where that seam is right there, you want to go kind of opposite and flatten it out. Like that. Opposite of the seam, so you're kind of getting like that. This is typically more for like if you don't use a piping tip. When you get more, a little more advanced, you can do that. So you take the bottom part of the coupler, stick it in your bag, and you kind of want to measure down with your eyes there, just down. Don't go too far down because you'll ruin your bag, but just down a little bit, and take your scissors, scoop it down a little bit so you kind of know where you're at. And squeeze it up. Oops, didn't get enough. Down a little bit. There we go. And just stick it down. Okay? And you take whatever tip you're using. We're going to start with the round tip. Okay. And I'm going to put my glasses on. This old lady's getting old. So, anyway, so you have your coupler, the bottom of the bag cut, the coupler. Going to start with the round tip. Okay, and just stick it on there and screw it, and you are ready to go. Okay, what I like to do is just, you have the bag, just twist it so the icing doesn't come out when you're filling the bag. Take your cup and just stick it down there, okay? It's really handy to have a cup. I get these at Walmart for usually on clearance when I do get them, and they're just perfect size for piping bags. Okay, so let's get some icing in there. more. And I absolutely love these silicone spatulas. Not sure where I got these, but I get them at the Dollar Tree. Obviously $1.25, and they just scrape the bowl so nice. Okay. All the sides up. And then take and just squeeze it down. You can use a twist tie for those taping machines, or if you don't have a lot in the bag, you can just knock the bag like that, so it doesn't come out the end. Okay, I like to just clip the excess off so it doesn't get in my way, and you're good to go. Let the fun begin. Okay, so the next thing is your piping bag and how to hold it. Okay, so you're going to take your piping bag and your thumb and your finger and just put it right there. Twist it to make sure all of it's down, and then just go like that. You're not going to want to squeeze with your fingers, because over time you're really going to get tired. Your hand will start cramping. So you want to squeeze more with your palm. Okay, so like that, and you can kind of see like that. So wrap your fingers around it and just remember to squeeze with your palm more. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the round tip is going to be, you can use it for writing. I'm using a bigger tip, so I'm not going to get that really fine writing right now. This is for the sake of the video. When you first meet the letters, like where the letter leaves off, let up on your squeeze, otherwise you'll get a big glob where you don't want it. Okay, it's not really neat. This is just a quickie for the video. Okay, so you can use it to write, of course. First and foremost, you're going to want it, if you do two consistencies for flooding cookies. You'll, of course, this is the cookie. You'll want to draw your outline. Pull up and just let it drop. Let gravity have its way. So that would be like the outline of your cookie. Squeeze up or pull up. And then you just go ahead and flood it with a thinner consistency. All right. After you have your cookie flooded and dried, you can add like hearts. The nice thing about the round tip, it's pretty versatile. You can just squeeze however big you want your heart and pull it down. See what I just did? Squeeze, and you just kind of let up for the stem of that heart. Squeeze, pull down, and let up. Okay. Another nice design is the dots, like this. It has a name, and I'm not sure, I can't remember what the name of this design is, but it makes for a really nice little effect. Okay. You could also, what was I thinking? Do little rosettes, like roses. Some people do this, where they just kind of pull up on it, make a little dollop. Okay. And then they'll go back once it's good and dry and just make a little curly Q on it like that. Okay. If you don't have a star. So that's about the extent of that. There's I'm sure other ways, but that's an overview of the round tip. Okay, so next up, we are going to change this out, the round, and put the star tip on. This is the open star. And we'll do, a few designs with it. You can do this as a border. So if you have a round cookie, you can just use it like this. And that's pretty nice. Or you can use another border, would be squeeze, and like the shell border. You see that on cakes a lot. Okay. And of course the traditional rosette with the star. These are always really sweet. When I do unicorn cookies, I like to use the star with the different colors, like 4 different colors. And for the main, I like to just kind of whisk it around like that of the horse's, the unicorn's head. And these are all in different colors when I do that. And it gives a sweet little effect. Unicorn cookies are my all-time biggest sellers. Let's see, and of course you can just do the little starlets like that. Really nice. Okay. You can write with these, but they don't give a really good effect when you write with them. Okay, that brings us to the closed star tip. This is the open one we just did. Okay, keep squeezing that icing down and remember how to hold it. Okay, so this is the drop flower, the closed star, and these are really, really easy to do. Kind of keep your tip down on the board and squeeze up. Very easy. Okay, that's about really all you can do with these. You can, you know, if we tried to do the design like that, it just doesn't work out. It just kind of spreads. So anyway, there's that one. Next one, we'll do the petal flower, one of these. We have 3 to choose from today on these. They're the angled one, flat, but they're angled. And with these, we can certainly do a border, not just flowers. Okay. So you see this a lot on cakes as well. You can do like the banner. And you could even come in and do with your round and put on top of that like string art. Okay. You can also do it like the star border. Like that. Traditionally, these are for roses. And you always want to keep your tip wiped off so it doesn't, you know, so it's nice and clean. But so with a rose, you take this bottom end, the thicker end, and if you were doing it on a rose nail, I should have brought that in, but I didn't. You just want to keep that point down, the narrow end up to do the petals. So like on here, you just squeeze, like, this isn't the rose, excuse me, but And if you don't have a nail, you just keep turning your object like that. You have a sweet little daisy, and you can take your round tip again and just dot them, or take little candies, you know, and put them on there. Now the rose we'll do now would be just take and put a dollop there, and I'm going to have to turn this because I didn't bring a nail in with me. But a nail is, if you don't know, is just, it kind of looks like a nail with a flat head, large flat head, and that way those allow you to pipe immediately and put on the cake or cookie, or else you can put them in the freezer if it's buttercream to set up. So anyway, for the rose, you put the dollop, and then you just take and come around it like this. Okay, and then up. You usually want to do 3 petals in the middle, like that. And then opposite, you see where the seam ends right there? You want to go just beyond that so you're not catching that same seam. And the outer ones are usually 5 petals. As they say, that's what looks the best. It's kind of awkward in the front of the camera here, but you get the idea. I'll go into making flowers in another video more, so you'll see it much better. But those are roses. And you can do just straight borders, or straight lines even. Like that. So that's one of the petal cookies, or petal tips. Okay, let's try a different petal. Oh, you know what? Before I do that, let me show you. It's really the same, on the same line of this, but like an African violet. Of course, it's not purple, but it'll get you there. So those take 4 petals, and you can go up and kind of in. So it's 1 petal, but you're making kind of an M with it when you get to the outside. And then you always want to go, as you're lifting up, you want to go toward the center and release it. It's not a really pretty one, but that gets you there. And then we'll do the leaves here in a moment. So another petal is one that looks like a smiley face or a crescent moon. Okay. These are really great for flowers like chrysanthemums. Okay. So you're going to take and fill it in whatever's in the middle. We'll just put a dollop there for now. Okay. And just take and pull out. And whenever you think it's long enough for you, just release it. These can be as big as you want or as small as you want. Then the next step would be to go out. You want to grab that little centerpiece there and pull out. Again, you're going to have the right consistency, or it'll just meld into each other, each line. Naturally, when you're doing a video, it doesn't turn out very good. This is really a special tip, not a flower tip so much. This is the Wilton 64. if you can see that, it kind of swirls around and it has like 2 teeth. And this is great for a border. I always forget I have this one, but it makes a really nice effect. So you can, I'll turn this around so you can see it, but it's really pretty. You can make like water. So you can see the little lines in it. You can make a ripply water effect, or it just makes a nice border. You can even do this at Christmas time, like for, remember that old ribbon candy that they used to make? I don't know if they still do that or not, but I'm just thinking that that could be a good one. Or you can flatten it out, you know, and make it go against the cookie. It's another way. So that's an interesting tip. Like I said, I think that's more a special tip though, not a flower tip. Let's see, let's go with the multi-head, the grass tip. And this is pretty straight on. No guessing here probably, but like for grass, get that right with the camera, you hold above, squeeze and lift up, squeeze and lift up. Now, if you want longer grass, you can certainly do that. Or fir, definitely a good one for fir if you want to make it a little longer than like the grass, because it kind of lays down. See that? I like to use it, as I mentioned, for tassels for graduation. So, you know, you have your, like, take your round tip and make your little ball, and then just pull it down, let it fall where it will, and it makes a really nice tassel. See? As I mentioned, you can do like a nest, like at Easter, and just let it fall, again, let gravity have its way. And then you can put jelly beans there for eggs. I think that's about it for that. And we have the leaf tip. We have 2 leaf tips. One is the traditional one, and some people call it a beak because it looks like a bird's beak, or the V. And that one is like for kind of, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but like for shorter flowers, like a rose, shorter leaves, like a rose. We'll use this rose, but just put it there and pull out. I love doing leaves. They're so quick, so easy, and so they just finish off the picture. Usually leaves are 3 leaves, and it doesn't matter. They don't have to be close together. Even like this one, you do 1 here, and I apologize for not having 2 colors. I should have done that like that, but just very quick and easy. So let's do a couple here. 1, and just pull as you're have that, about the time you get to that fat point, stop squeezing and just pull. Okay, very, very nice. And you can do borders. I've certainly done borders with this one too, where it's kind of that effect, where you just kind of keep tucking it under that top of the leaf, like that. Okay, the other leaf tip is more for broader leaves, and also like when you're doing those flower cookies that are like a bouquet, not really bouquet, but just a spray, for lack of a better word. That's what these are for, because you're going to want to take up a lot of room on those. Okay. So See that? And then you just kind of keep pushing it in. Makes for a really, really nice sleeve. Okay, so if we did it on that one, it's kind of overkill on that. So it is kind of like the small ones, the V tips. If you don't squeeze it back in on each other, it's just going to leave, excuse me, here. It's just going to leave like that. Okay. I was going to go back and not reiterate, but to tell you too how to do sunflowers. And I did, like I mentioned, I will do one on all kinds of flowers for you, to where it's really up close so you can really see it. But you can do sunflowers like this, so you would fill it in like with your round tip, preferably. Okay, so pretend that's round. And then for the petals, not the leaves, but the petals, just bring it out. Okay. And so imagine this being yellow leaves, or excuse me, yellow petals with the brown inside for sunflowers. And then you can take and use, you can use either leaf, but probably this one, and just pull it out for the leaves. And those would be green. So green, yellow, and brown. Get this board to cooperate. That doesn't look real pretty, I know. I should have made other colors, but we'll do that another time. Okay, so that gave you an overview of the main tips that cookiers use. That doesn't mean that's all-inclusive. Again, this is Nita with WeCookiers.com, and I would love for you to become one of us, and it's all free. And I teach you from the very beginning of decorating cookies, how to bake cookies, the right recipe, going backwards there, but to all the decorating techniques. I offer in those newsletter also business tips on how to market yourself for free, or at least nearly free. Business tips, how to make your business run smoother, like kitchen tips, that kind of thing. I try to add 3 tips each in each newsletter. I also do cookie cutter flips. Those are always very popular. And just inspiration pictures and just little know-how to do's. Question and answers also. But anyway, that link will be in the box below, and I very much look forward to meeting you. Drop over to my site, WeCookiers.com, and say hello in the comment boxes. Until next time, next time we will be doing the Russian tips. We have all kinds. And I also have some mini ones. Those are not, it's very hard to find those in the United States. But there is one company, Country Kitchen Sweet Art.com. They sell them. I will leave that link in the description below for you. But those you can use for the Russian tips. The mini ones you can use for the cookies, whereas these honkers, these big, great big ones, they are more for cake decorating and cupcakes. So anyway, that's that, and thank you so much for watching. Take care and God bless.